Hi there, it's me, Gamer Tyler here. I'm recapping Vampirina, Teenage Vampire, Season 1, Episode 1. First year to watch. Please subscribe, watch fully, and send donations. Thanks. Let's get started. While V. Kinzai Richardson sweeps she's performing on stage at a sold-out amphitheater in L.A., and the crowd goes wild for her performance. But towards the end of the song, she levitates off the ground with purple glowing eyes. The crowd turns on her, now aware that she's a vampire, holding neon pitchforks and turning into an angry mall. She keeps trying to tell them she's a good vampire, but they can only care about one thing: she's a vampire. As V wakes up, her dream turned nightmare. Her ghost sidekick, Dimmy, Milo Maharaka, pops out of the dresser, having helped her pack while she slept, including SPF 500 sunscreen so she can go outside in the human world. V is about to leave Transylvania to attend the world's best music program, and her parents are being a little overprotective. Oksana, Kate Renders, and Boris Hawkway, Jeff Miacham, are worried about her little Vampirina flying so far from home. Doesn't help matters that when V gets nervous, she expresses a fritz, a flash of her purple eyes and fangs that she can't control. Her dad reminds her to watch out for any mortals wearing a ring with a VH on it, the mark of a Van Helsing, a vampire slayer. B tries her trance abilities on her dad, which isn't effective on him, and he warns her not to try that at school. B literally flies to Wilson Hall Academy for the Arts, a purple bat fluttering with a suitcase into the dormitory. After transforming, she meets her roommate Sophie Jiwa Lee, a shy girl who usually makes music in isolation on her computer. The roomies bond over having the same Miley eyelash poster and both wanting to attend the school because of the artist. V opens her trunk just as the assembly bell rings. It's a good thing Sophie was rejected because V discovered she had a stowaway, Dimmy. Turns out her parents sent him with her as an extra protection against a Van Helsing. Dean Merriweather, Kim Coles welcomes students to school and announces that tomorrow will be the first year showcase, the winner being crowned the first one to watch. Millie Eilish won the same award when she attended, and V is eager to win it herself, while Sophie is anxious about the concept of performing. They meet the students sitting behind them. An S-boy named Elijah Sean Dixon, and a braggadocious girl named Brittany Faith Headley, who comes from a long line of Wilson Hall alumni who have always won first one to watch. At lunch, V and Sophie agree to stick together no matter what. Sophie teaches V the human custom of a pinky swear. When Brittany and Eldra stop by their table and announce that they have formed a cappella group for the showcase, V gets overly enthusiastic and announces that she and Sophie have combined forces too. She tells them that they will write and perform a song together. V has a fritz, covering her mouth to avoid showing her fangs. She rushes out of the cafeteria. Dimmy, who was hiding in a bust of Beethoven, sees Brittany showing Sophie a family ring she's wearing that belonged to her grandfather. V apologizes to Sophie for announcing their partnership before formally asking her. They find a music room to work on their song together, with Dimmy interrupting disguised as a mime. to warn V that he thinks Brittany is a Van Helsing. As they continue preparing, we see Demi constantly trying to convince V that she could be in danger. But V doesn't take his concern seriously. They get into a fight in the dorm, and in her anger, V begins to vomitate and yells, "My music slays. I'm going to slay, and nobody is ever going to find out that I'm a vampire." While she was yelling at Demi, Sophie walked in and heard everything, running away screaming, wandering the halls, calling for Sophie. V says out loud that she wished she had told her Sophie her secret. Not knowing that Brittany was around, she instantly begins trying to get V to share it with her. When she hears Beethoven's Symphony No. 5 coming from behind a trophy case, V discovers a lever that opens a secret passageway to a secret rehearsal room where she finds Elijah dancing hip-hop. He asks her not to tell anyone, explaining that his parents only want him to study classical music. Nobody knows that he loves hip-hop. There's a moment where that they say the same thing at the same time, and when Ezra says Jinx, Everett responds that confuses him, and Minnie curses to you as well. When V returns to the dorm, she finds Sophie, who is now afraid of her and very upset. V says she had to keep it a secret, but Sophie feels betrayed. Sophie asks about the glowing 40 boy she saw V yelling at and warns that he's a ghost. V promises to never hurt Sophie, but Sophie doesn't trust V and decides they are on their own for the showcase, which is about to begin. We arrive backstage just as Brittany and Elijah, a cappella group, finishes performing. Dean Merriweather takes the stage to announce V just as Sophie arrives backstage. V apologizes again, telling Sophie how talented she thinks she is. Don't stay in the shadows. She encourages her roommate as she heads on stage to perform solo. With her ukulele, V seems a little shaken as she starts to perform Supernatural. When she sees Brittany, she sees images. She sees Brittany. She sees Brittany talking to Sophie. She imagines she has a pitchfork. Brittany seems glad that V is having a bad performance. She tells Sophie that she's going to have her pronounce some music for her so Sophie can stay off stage. Where she is more comfortable, Sophie suddenly seems inspired by V's message, telling Sophie that she's ready to get out of the shadows. She marches on stage to join V, and they start the song together, with so much energy that the audience says get out of their seats to move closer to the stage. When V sees Eldred is enjoying it, she pulls him on stage with him freestyle a rap over the bridge, with Eldred also debating his dancing skills against all odds. They win first one to watch as a group. Backstage, Demi congratulates V, but also tries again to warn her that Brittany may be a Van Helsing. He points out her ring, and V looks closely, realizing that it says WH for Wilson Hall, not VH. Brittany congratulates V and tells her not to get used to her being nice. As they walk back to the dorm, Eldred asks V and Sophie if they'd like to get pizza together. When Brittany comes around the corner, V invites her to join, and she agrees. V and Sophie head to their room to put the trophy away, while Brittany steps into Eldred's room. She sees him putting a ring on a chain and wearing it on his neck, asking what it is. It's a family thing. He tells her, "I'm a Van Helsing." Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, watch fully, send donations. Have a blessed day. See you next video visit. But for now, bye.